All right, let's try this again. Thank you for everybody who was telling me you were still able to see me on the last one I tried, but it screwed up on my end that I wasn't able to see anything. So Tom is first on this one, and there's Jamie. So I guess this time, if my video goes out, but you guys all still say you see me, we'll just continue on. Rachel is here, Tracy is here, and I am present. So, all right, I always have to. Jax West, Stephen Avery Project, MAM Gossip, and Justice with Jax. We are now on episode 24, which is Jail Call 6. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Or jail. We are on 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me click on this file. That would be 7. Back again. Hi, Sonia. There are 9 tracks in this file. Oh, let me write down where I am. We are now on 24. Jail call 7 1. So there's 9 in here, and I don't know how long each of these are. I do not know the dates on these because they're literally just numbered 01 track 1 MP3, 02 track 2 MP3. Oh, that's it. That's all I got. So, and I may at some point, if I get a call, I may disappear from the screen, but I'll still continue playing the calls. You just won't see me sitting here. And then you guys would have to let me know what I missed on the calls if I get the organizing call. All right, let me play this first one. Let's go. Oh, I have my sound down.
Hello, this is a collect call from
Brandon.
an inmate at the Sheboygan County Jail. To accept charges, press 0. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Evercom.
Oh,
Hello?
yeah.
Blaine, go get me the white phone. What?
So did you watch the news the last few days?
No.
No?
No.
Why didn't you?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any time. Hang on, I'm going to pick up the other phone.
Okay.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would have watched it at 10 o'clock on Wednesday, you know?
Huh?
If you would have watched it on 10 o'clock at night, were you home at 10?
I could have been, yeah.
Because if you were, you would have watched Channel 2 or... Well, I watched Channel 2 at 10 before the guards came here. There was they were showing the stuff that I told you about, that they were saying that they pretty much knew everything.
Oh, okay, Debbie. I hope you feel better.
And about that thing about if you tell the truth, they'll set you free or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the best thing I ever did so far.
What?
I finished the 430, no,
Oh, yeah?
well, 425 or 35 pages in a book in 2 days. I read the third Harry Potter.
What's this hobby?
Huh? Hey,
What?
can you hear me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bingo, Jamie.
Yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, Catherine.
Goblin of Fire. I don't know if that's the fourth book or the fifth.
Well, Heather, if you try to find the bright side, at least you get to work, right?
Say what's the next book,
I don't know.
but the third one don't.
I don't know, hon.
I don't either. I bet you the fourth book's probably like 490 something pages.
That's what I'll do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the teacher came in here at like probably 1:30.
Yeah.
And she said, she looked and then she said, oh, you already got the book, and because she had one.
Salmon and brown. Or is that's king. And the other one's a brown.
What?
Huh?
You guys got fish there?
Yeah, on the wall.
Oh. Oh, you mean Scott's?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think.
So are you gonna come up tomorrow or Sunday?
Hello, Cindy.
Huh?
Are you coming up Sunday or Saturday?
Probably Sunday, hon.
Okay. Because I would like it on Sunday because then I could
Why,
watch
thank
the
you, Heather.
shows in the morning.
What day is that?
On Saturday?
Yeah, well, it'll probably be Sunday, hon.
Tits on a bull.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know what shows they are, do you? 'Cause
Deal or no deal?
no,
No.
that's at night. Pokemon?
Huh?
Pokemon?
Oh. That's on Saturday?
Yeah. It's only on one time a week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it's a 4 hour.
I think that's a muskrat.
Who's all there?
Blaine?
That's it?
Yeah, I can't say who else is here.
Yeah. Why can't you? Huh?
Cause
Why?
not right now.
Not right now.
No.
TV commercial?
No.
Or whatever?
No.
No. Does it have to do with the case?
I can't say that either.
Oh. So did you get any information from my attorney yet? Hey,
I'll talk to you Thursday anyway.
Mom,
All right.
Mom,
Huh?
did you get any information from my attorney yet?
No, I haven't.
No?
No. He hasn't called me, hon.
You should call him and tell him ask him if he got my message yet.
Yeah. I'll put the
Yeah.
phone back for Mom, please.
So have you been talking to anybody
What do you mean by anybody?
on MSN?
I can't, hon.
Why?
They came and
Hello,
got the
Kat.
computer.
Who did?
Who do you think?
The cops?
The ones that took you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
She is such a fucking asshole to him.
They think there's something on there.
There's not.
Hey, Blaine? You need to help Mom. I need to put a tarp up.
So what does Blaine do when he's there?
What do you mean?
What, after school, what does he do?
Oh, we're doing stuff outside. It's on the back of his boat, hon. The tarp is on the back of his boat. On the garage door, that there ain't no garage door. Yeah.
So what do you do for a garage door?
We're having a new one put up.
Yeah, but don't you cover up the hole?
Well, yeah, I gotta put a tarp over it because we're supposed to get a storm.
Yeah. Well, up here it's only like a little bit cloudy.
Oh,
like supposed to rain on Saturday, I think.
Saturday on Sunday.
Good point, Jamie.
Yeah. I looked through this other book that I had for a long time, you know, and I looked on a page and I seen these like words that I start reading and then I don't know if it's a rhyme or something.
Oh, and by the way,
What?
the phone bill is $600 and some dollars.
How is that high?
Your calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ain't it like $6 a call?
Yeah, no, they're 15.
So it's like a minute.
$1 a minute is what they are.
That's bullcrap. Is this non-local or something?
Huh?
Is this non-local or local?
Long distance.
Oh. Is that the window where
Huh?
at the window, you know, right here where the people look in here?
Yeah.
There's a piece of paper in there that says, like, non-local calls on your calling card. Like, they have like $2.50
Yeah.
or something.
Well, there's a hell of a lot more than that. I got my phone bill today.
Yeah.
Yeah. $621.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have to cut this calling down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Mom can't afford it. Otherwise, I'm going to have the phone shut off, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, it might not be long before, you know, before May 4th, to see if I'm gonna get out there, the charges. So if, I have a question though.
What?
If the charges are made, you know, if they, cut the charges, you know, what would he say though,
I don't know, hon.
if the charges would be cut? Like,
I don't know, hon. I really don't know.
I heard that Steven's hearing on May 3rd was like delayed or something.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, hon.
Yeah, and I looked at that picture, you know, that her dad sent me,
Yeah.
and I'm the one in the pink.
Are you?
Yeah, I had to look real closely though.
Well, they must have stuck the pink shirt on you, because I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I had to look really, really close because when I looked at my face, I could see the freckles.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when we had mushrooms.
After we get it done here, the mom will take a picture and stuff, and
Yeah. Yeah, but hopefully I get out like on May 4th or a week after that, so I can see it in real life.
hoping to.
Yeah.
Hey, Krista.
Yeah, my chin is clearing up.
Good.
Yeah. And yesterday I asked if they had any animals or that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't?
No.
Well, why don't you tell one of the guards to go out and get you some? Otherwise, your feet are just going to get worse.
Well, I've been putting water on it and it's starting, like, it's getting softer.
That ain't going to do the trick, hon.
gonna do that for a week and see if it's gonna clear up. Is that okay?
Hi, Crystal. Oh, and why, thank you, William.
I miss you.
Yeah. So do you know if Brad's gonna come up on Sunday?
If he's gonna come up,
Yeah.
I don't know, hon.
Because when he came up the last time, he said he was coming up, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What does she know?
If he comes up, I'm gonna ask him about that. If I would get out in that weekend to see if I can go to the roller rink, you know, see if he's gonna work that day. But if I do get out and we go roller skating, I'm gonna tell Travis to call Emily, Crystal, and Amanda and tell them if they ask if I was going, I would tell them to say,
You have 1 minute left.
I would tell them no.
Why?
But then I would go, but then I would surprise them, you know. You know that?
I'd probably go with you.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go, okay?
All right.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for using...
Fuck her. Oh my god. Yeah, I can just imagine what she says to him now.
English, press 1.
You know, she uses him to get attention and followers who send her, you know, people send Barb gifts and money and stuff just for being his mother.
You have insufficient funds. For English, press 1. Para español, marque el 2. Please enter your PIN. You have insufficient funds. Hello? Hello, this is a collect call from...
Brandon?
Uh-oh, it's
An
collect.
inmate at the Sheboygan County Jail. To accept charges, press 0. To refuse, this call is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Evercom.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Well,
Huh?
today for school I didn't even want to get up
Why?
because I felt bad that now I think that I ain't gonna get out.
Don't worry.
Well, I do have to worry because how are you gonna do that with the driving thing?
Don't worry about that. Okay?
Yeah, but I still want to talk to that Mike, whatever.
Call him.
I don't got the numbers.
Oh, he never called you?
No?
I'll call him, okay?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I hope that's not Michael Kelly. interesting thought, Teresa.
Okay.
What?
Can you hang on so I can get a piece of paper then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I do with it now?
I don't know if Barb would listen to these calls.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta find
We
it.
know Carla's watching us right now. Everybody say hi to Carla, who's got to watch everything that I do. Hi, Carla.
So is anybody home at 5:30?
No.
No.
I don't know what I did with it, hon. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay. This is the one that you're supposed to call them on. Okay?
Yeah.
1916
Yeah.
712
7, 1, 2,
35
3, 5,
66.
6, 6.
Can't get a hold of them on that
I would
one?
think the prison calls,
Then call
somebody
them
could
on
file
one.
the Freedom of Information Act for those as well.
916
Yeah.
48
But I don't know anything about filing Freedom of Information Act and how to do all that.
5,
44.
4, 4. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Try him on the 712 first.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good, Jared.
Yeah, but if you don't want me to get out, then why did it pay for us to put the bail up?
Yeah, Teresa, that's surprising to me to find out that they're only 30 minutes away. Hell, I went yesterday on an errand to a friend's house and it's 30 minutes away.
Would you let me
Hello,
if I
Stephanie.
tell 'em that everywhere I go, I'll have some people with me?
I don't know, hon.
The only thing that I can think of is if I don't have no one with me is when I'm driving. Like taking a test or something.
Still have somebody with you.
So when Blaine took his test, Mike drove with him, right?
No,
No?
no. The instructor did.
Yeah, but how are you gonna do that then?
What?
You said that I'll have someone driving with me.
Well, yeah, the instructor would be.
Yeah.
It's cute that he's worried about his driving test.
Well, of course it's not that long either.
Quiet, Sadie.
If I was still in Brendan's good graces,
Yeah, I didn't
I
eat
totally
much
would
for-
organize
I
like
didn't
a
eat
book
much
club for
supper.
him,
Why not?
where a whole bunch of us who are happy to pay
But
for phone
that
calls
they had was like this.
talk to him. Now calls can be 20 minutes. And so we would assign days and times, you know, and then that day he calls that person at that time and we read this chapter together and so on. You know, entertain his mind, encourage his reading.
Icky's.
What?
Was it icky?
Not really.
Huh?
Not really. It was okay. Yeah, you know what I was thinking doing?
Because I don't cover up for the family.
Yeah, so,
Bridget, is why I'm not in Brendan's good graces.
But I did tell you
I
to
called
try
the
it.
family out when they were taking advantage of supporters.
It's hard. I know that.
Yeah.
You could, Sonia. I mean, you guys could all write to Brendan and suggest it to him. It just can't be me. I can't do it. He's not allowed to talk to me.
We'll see what it all comes out.
Tracy, the last letter I sent to Brendan, he sent it back to me unread because his mother told him he's not allowed to read letters from me.
Yeah.
I hope you do too. I miss you.
Yeah.
I really do. And boys do too.
Yeah, you know what?
We don't need nobody else. All we need is you home and the kids. We don't need nobody else.
Yeah.
No. We can live back here just the way we are.
Yeah, but you know, you're forgetting someone.
Who?
Scott.
Well, he lives here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when tomorrow, I think, cause I ordered my calling cards yesterday, you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Travis and say, I'm gonna ask him a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't talk about the case.
I ain't gonna.
Okay. To nobody.
I used to talk to Brendan regularly. And then
I talked to about it so far is,
maybe I should just in between calls so I'm not talking over a call. I'll go over that.
Yeah, well, we can't talk there no more either.
now you're gonna about the bail?
Huh?
You can't talk about bail?
Oh, I don't know about the bail, but the case, you can't.
Yeah.
He's trying to help you, hon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, but who would want to hurt me? Like friends of Stevens or something?
You don't know, hon.
Yeah, but how would they know if...
There's a lot of people out there that want you both locked up, okay?
Yeah.
I think they ought to just take Stephen and put him in and leave you out.
Yeah.
But that ain't gonna work that way either, dear.
So if I get my calling cards tomorrow, and do you think I can call you again?
Feel better, Debbie.
I can, like... Oh, I can't do that, right?
What?
That letter that I got from my attorney, like, before?
No,
I can't read that?
no.
Let's see if I was...
Don't you have any envelopes up there?
No.
Can you buy some?
Not today.
Huh?
Not today.
You have to buy a bigger envelope.
For what?
Put the letters in to send them home.
What letters?
The letters that you were going to send home to me.
Yeah.
No.
What, the ones to my friends, or...
Huh?
Which ones to my friends, or
No, no.
the ones about the kids?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if you want, I said. Mom will be sending one out probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pictures.
Yeah, I know this morning I didn't want to get up, so I sat up in my bed for like probably 5 minutes. I started to lay down, and this guy came in here and he told me to get up and do some homework.
Well, you gotta do some.
Yeah. Yeah, but now I gotta do double.
Why?
Usually I had to do 1 page of, like, some, U.S. history or something like that.
Yeah.
4 pages of,
Dana, she keeps trying to say that they can't talk about anything about the case on the phone because people are listening, is what she's doing.
I read some summary of what I read. Yeah. But I can't do that right now because I'm waiting for I'm gonna start the fourth Harry Potter tomorrow.
The what?
The fourth Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the movie that they got on TV, but you gotta pay for it, so it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire or something like that. Yeah, but I wish I was out though, so I can see all these movies that I want to see.
Tracy, I think she's saying all the letters that he wants to send out to people to get a big envelope and send them all to her, and then she would give them to everybody else. But of course, she would also read them.
Like Poseidon or something like that. So what, no one was home this morning?
Huh?
No one was home this morning?
When?
This morning.
I couldn't tell you, dear. I was at work.
Yeah.
And Scott was downtown because he had to go take care of something.
Yeah.
And Blaine was at school. I don't know where Bobby was.
Yeah. So did you get anything in the mail for that one thing already?
What's that, hon?
For the free calls or no?
No.
No?
Yes,
No,
Jana.
I haven't. I don't know where the hell it
You
is.
should call them again.
Yeah.
Unless the people look at your mail, don't they?
Huh?
Don't people sort out your mail or something?
Yeah. The
Do-
mailbox. I mean, at the post office, yeah.
Yeah, but don't they look in it or something?
No. They can't. Right. Bobby says hi.
Yeah. So how big is Sadie?
Where?
Hey, Mom.
What, hon?
How big is Sadie now?
How big is she?
Yeah.
She stands about 2 feet high.
Yeah.
Carla is Brendan's
That one's
aunt.
Uncle.
Or cousin.
About
Sorry,
3
Brendan's
inches
cousin.
above Bobby's knee. You have 1 minute left.
Yeah. So I got another question though.
What's that?
If I would get out on, like, say, May 12th, when would I be able to move downstairs?
I don't know, hon.
Oh,
Brian's even moving back home.
yeah. Well, otherwise I
It's
can
going
just,
good over there.
well, I'll have to let you go because we only have, I don't know, probably 15 seconds. Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
I miss you.
Yeah.
We'll see you Wednesday night,
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you for using Evercom.
All right, before I click on the next call, for the 37 of you on currently and for anybody who watches us later, I'll go over real quick if I can be quick. My history with Making a Murderer is so I watched it, and then after I watched it, I'm like, okay, where is this case now? I started looking for all the information I could find on the case. Then there was I was on all the Facebook pages that there weren't very many at that time. Stephen Avery Project was like the first Facebook page there was for the case, not started by me. Somebody else started this page. Stephen Avery Project was Curtis Bussey. And so I believe the first thing that had happened is that Fassbender and Wiegert were going to be speakers at some law enforcement convention that was going to be in the next town from me. And so Curtis Bussey had made a post on Stephen Avery Project that if he was to organize a protest of that event, would anybody be interested in it? So then I messaged him and said, I absolutely would. I live right here. So I could be the person on the ground. So I wasn't an activist at that point. I am way activist now and have organized endless protests. I called the venue to find out about the event. I went to the venue and I took video of it and we posted it on Stephen Avery Project. I called the local police department to find out what the rules were in having a protest and, got all the do's and don'ts on that. There was a Facebook event that was made for it. And so due to there being a Facebook event for it, it started getting attention like in the news. So Fassbender and Wiegert canceled and didn't show up didn't do that event. So that didn't happen. But in my preparing for that, I have somebody that is on my Facebook who I grew up with, that I don't talk to, that I don't see now. It's one of those, like we all do, people you went to school with, you have on Facebook. And so I had seen posts from her before that her husband was involved in the Amanda Knox case. So when I was trying to organize this protest and not knowing what I was doing, I messaged her and said, can your husband, tell me how to do this? And so that's how I got in touch with him. And he's actually the founder of an organization called Injustice Anywhere. And so in talking with him, he said that his organization wanted to take on Brendan's case. And so they wanted to have a Facebook page for it. And if they were to make a Facebook page, would I run it? And so then that's how the Facebook page Free Brendan Dassey got started, which is still there today, that I run, but I don't really do anything on it any longer. Then the next thing that happened is that's when Strang and Buting were going to do their tour, the Conversations on Justice or whatever it was called. And so their kickoff one was going to be in Milwaukee. So I got tickets for that. So did Curtis Bussey, who lived like in Green Bay. Curtis was talking with the Avery family because Curtis had been writing to Stephen and then started visiting Stephen. So he had visited with Dolores and all of that. So when I went to that thing in Milwaukee, then I met up with Curtis, and then the family members that were at that event were Barb, Carla, Scott, Stacy, Carla's husband. And then there was also Richard Mahler, who is the juror who got dismissed due to something happening with his daughter, all that stuff that had happened in there. I became friendly with Barb and Carla. And so I went up to the salvage yard and toured the yard. I videoed the Pam Sturm Walk of God. Was able to prove from that Walk of God that there's just no way that she could have found the car in that period of time unless she knew going from this point to this point. I also took video. Jeff, my partner, stayed at the bus stop. I went down in front of Barb's where the van had been parked, and was able to prove there is no way that the bus driver would have been able to see all the way down there. I've been to Stephen's trailer. I've been inside what was Barb's trailer. Her brother Chuck now lives in that trailer. And so then what came about was a rally that they wanted to organize this International Rally Day. So who organized it? Me. I am the one that dealt with Manitowoc to find out the information on having it at the courthouse. The Manitowoc Sheriff's Department gave me a whole bunch of bullshit. They wanted to charge me like $1,200 to have it there, and they wanted me to have $1 million liability insurance policy, all of that. So it was a fight with the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department. I contacted the Wisconsin ACLU. The Wisconsin ACLU then dealt with Manitowoc on my behalf. We came to an agreement, because one of the things that I had said to them, because they said, you can't be on our property, that it's private property. And I said, well, I'll just be on the sidewalk. That's public. I don't need a permit. I have a constitutional right for peaceful protests. And they said, no, I don't. And I'm like, yes, I do. And they said, we own the sidewalk. And I said, no, you don't. That's public sidewalk. So in the end, the agreement became that, yes, we could be on the public sidewalk, blah, 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 blah. But there was this other girl who was organizing this rally with me. I won't get into all the drama on that she wanted to be the superstar of the event. She caused a whole lot of drama in there. And she said she wanted me removed from the event because it was her event. And so I was on the phone talking to Carla about this. This was a couple of days prior to the event. And where I was literally at Jeff's print shop making all these shirts and banners and signs and all this stuff that people wanted up at the rally. So I was on the phone with Barb about this girl causing all this drama. And then Carla said, well, if she wanted to, she could pull rank and tell us what we can and can't do. And I told Carla, no, you can't. You're not the boss of anybody. I'm the one that's on all of this, that I'm the one that has dealt with the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department, the Manitowoc Police Department, the Wisconsin ACLU. You're not the boss of anything. Also, something that was being done for that rally is this other girl was organizing an auction, which I said was a horrible idea, and I wanted nothing to do with this auction. And she also did this wanted this camp out to be some kind of fundraiser. And in order to save money, they had come up with the idea of having it at Carla's house. But Carla's husband, Stacy, didn't want it there because he didn't want the liability for it. So Carla had asked me to ask Stacy because I like Stacy. I still like Stacy to this day. I don't have any issue with Stacy. He, of course, will have issues with me, but I like Stacy. So I asked Stacy if we could have it on his property, and I told him that myself and my partner, Jeff, would be there, that we would have people sign a waiver that they couldn't sue if they got hurt on their property and all that kind of stuff. And so Stacy agreed with having the camp out there only if Jeff and I were there to handle things. So, okay, so that was another thing. And so this auction, people were donating items that would get raffled off and all this. And I didn't want to touch that at all. So, and that's what this other girl was doing, who was saying, this is all my event. I want to talk to the press, blah, blah, blah. So, so the couple days before the event, like 3 days before the event, that's when Carla tells me on the phone that, she can pull rank and tell us what we can do. And I said, no, you can't. And something else I had worked on, so I worked on this with Injustice Anywhere, is we did this petition for the Juvenile Interrogation Protection Law, which was also nicknamed at that time the Barb Taddock Law, where we were trying to get it, and I worked with Brendan's lawyers on this, and Injustice Anywhere has their own lawyers and all this stuff to get this proper wording. That's a whole nother rabbit hole to talk about, all that went into getting this petition done. And so the next morning I wake up to find messages from my partner at the Free Brendan Facebook page, the guy from Injustice Anywhere, to say that Carla had contacted him and was saying to him things like I was stealing money and all this stuff to try and turn him against me. And so then that's when it's found out that now I'm told that I can't be at this rally that I had organized. I had a good relationship with Barb at that time. Barb and Carla hated each other. Barb was asking me to still come to the rally, just ignore Carla and her people and sit with her and Scott. That's when I was friends with Scott at that time. And I had decided, no, me going then's going to cause drama because of whatever the frick Carla's doing, and that takes away from the cause. So I didn't go, but Jeff and I drove halfway up there and met somebody else who was going to the event and gave to them all the shirts, all the signs, all the everything that we had been making at the print shop, to which people to this day still have not paid me for. So then for a while I was in Barb's good graces, but not Carla. And Barb and Carla hated each other. Brendan hated Carla. It was all this mess. And Barb had added me to be a moderator for her Brendan page, and Carla's page had nothing to do with one another. And there was another girl who was like the lead moderator. And so it was me, Barb, and that girl. We actually, the three of us, all have, I don't know if I can get up here. We all have this tattoo. The three of us have that tattoo for this Brendan logo with a dragonfly that Jeff had designed. So we all have that tattoo on our thighs, the three of us, and now the three of us no longer speak. But anyway, so what ended up happening is that third girl was on Brendan's visitors list. I was only allowed to talk to him on the phone at that time. And so when she would go visit Brendan, she would stop here, and because here was like a halfway point for her. So she could stop here and then go visit Brendan the next day. What was happening there now is Barb got jealous that me and that girl were spending time together, not with Barb, even though Barb was always invited to come here too. And then there were times that me and that girl, you know, I've been to Barb's house. So Barb and Scott, we did a Facebook Live there. So it was Barb, Scott, and Pete. And I interviewed them on a Facebook Live for Barb's page. So then what had happened on the third girl was coming to my house for a weekend and was going to be visiting Brendan. And I had talked to Barb on the phone on the Friday. The girl was on her way to my house. I'm on the phone with Barb. Barb tells me she's got a surprise. She's given her blessing. That's how she worded it. She's given her blessing for Brendan to add me to the visitors list. So it was like, oh my God, that's so great. And so in the meantime, there was this other girl that started visiting Brendan. And so the girl that was coming to my house was getting really jealous and didn't like this other girl spending time with Brendan. And so this girl had said to Tracy Keogh, who is an evil bitch that is now all really tight with Barb and runs this Brendan stuff, but she's a manipulative twat. This is gossip, so I can talk like that. I wouldn't talk like that on Stephen Avery Project. So the girl had said to Tracy that the other girl that is visiting Brendan, because now remember, they're only allowed X amount of visits a week kind of thing. And so she had said, if that girl takes up all the time and that she now couldn't visit Brendan for the weekend that she had already planned, she will cut her, is the way she worded it. All right. And so the girl saying she would cut her was the number one, was Barb's number one admin. And Tracy Keogh was in the number 2 slot. So then what did Tracy do? Tracy went running to Barb and told Barb that the number 1 girl was threatening supporters, was threatening to kill supporters. And so now it became this big drama thing that whole weekend long, where I was trying to mend fences between Barb and the other girl, the girl number 1, that, okay, she said she was going to cut her. She didn't, she, whatever, it's stupid, blah, 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 blah. So, girl number 1 was then removed from running Brendan's page, and Tracy now got to slide up into the number 1 slot. So Tracy did this to just get rid of her competition so she could be the number 1 person that Barb liked. And I was still there as a moderator, and then all of a sudden Scott removed me, and then Scott made a post and said that I steal money to try and get supporters to all turn against me, because he was mad that I was defending the girl number 1, that he now wanted girl number 1 gone. So since then, all the family now hates me. And then you've had times when Steven has talked to me, and then times he doesn't, because the family lies to Steven and Steven believes it and no longer speaks to me. I have not heard from Steven now in a year. The last time I visited Steven was Father's Day last year. So there's my little history in a long nutshell. Let me move on to call 5. And get back into this not being, I just pulled a Barb moment, made it all about me. So we'll go into call 5. We're at 52 minutes on this. So this will be the last call for this video. Judge Judy died?
Hello? Hello, this is a collect call from
Brendan.
an inmate at the Sheboygan County Jail. To accept charges, press 0. To refuse charges, press 1. To prevent... This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Evercom. Yes?
Yeah?
What?
What is he saying?
What?
What?
Brendan,
What?
what's wrong? Hey,
What?
what's wrong?
That's what I talked to him.
Huh?
I talked to him.
Talk to who, hon?
Him.
Yeah? What's wrong?
What he told me.
Bridget, I'll get into that after this call.
Yeah.
What about it?
That he's telling me that someone went to Grandpa told him not to they put it up.
No, nobody did.
That's what he's saying. He told me that
Grandpa's not even home.
yeah, but he said that he told Grandpa not to put it up for my own safety.
No, I didn't. I didn't talk to Grandpa.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him about before I go anywhere, I would have anybody with me.
Yeah, what did he say then?
He said, well, I told him that I'll be probably home with someone, you know, if he would, like, have, like, a homeschool for me, that I'll have someone at home, but he said that probably won't happen.
Why?
Because he said that, he said, Scott, he won't be home one day.
That'll be be home until noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby, I don't know about him because Mike said that he's getting a job.
He ain't got no job yet.
What, he said that Bobby's going for a 180?
Oh, I don't know.
So that's not happening?
What?
That I ain't gonna get out?
I want you out.
Yeah, but he said he wants me in here.
I know he wants you to stay in there.
He said it's for my own good, but I said I'll probably be safer out there than in here, though.
Don't let it bother you, hon. Okay?
No, I can't.
Huh?
I won't survive.
You're okay. Nobody talked to Grandpa yet.
Yeah.
Okay?
After I got off the phone with Mike, a guard came in here and asked me if I was okay.
Yeah. You'll be okay. Okay?
Yeah, but I hope I get out.
I hope so too.
Yeah, but I don't care what Mike says.
Even if I gotta take
Is this
you to
Michael Kelly telling him this shit?
That would be okay. So I could probably help you if you wanted help. Cause what?
I gotta take you to work with me.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll get you homeschooled myself.
Yeah. Are you gonna do that though?
Myself. I'll go to school, get your homework,
Yeah.
bring it home, you can do it. I'll take it back to school.
Yeah. Yeah, but what about my friends if I can't see them?
They can come here.
Yeah, but some of them probably won't want to because they don't have a ride or something.
Then we'll go get them.
Yeah.
I got a big enough vehicle.
Well, I know two of them that might want to come over is Travis and Justin.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you would want them over.
Who?
Justin. I
Why?
mean, you would want Travis, but Justin I don't know about.
Why?
I don't know if you're going to like him.
Why?
Because he does some stuff that you don't want. You know, like,
Oh, really?
yeah. He gives money to,
Yeah.
you know, and then he buys it for him.
Yeah, that's about it, Tracy.
Raining out here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm outside. I'm trying to run to the truck.
Yeah.
Oh, and I locked it.
So that ain't true then?
What?
About you going to Grandpa?
I didn't go. Grandpa's not even home, hon.
Yeah, but who told you that you were supposed to do that?
I know. That's what he told me to do.
Yeah, but he probably don't even care about me.
Huh?
He probably don't even care about me.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Probably just cares about money or something.
I want you out in the worst way, and he knows that.
Yeah. Even if you have to, like, get someone to stay with me or something.
Yeah?
Yeah. I even told him that if I would stay home with someone, I would probably lock all the windows and the doors. You know?
He's afraid that you're going to hurt yourself.
I ain't gonna hurt myself. Well, if you call him or something, tell him that I ain't gonna hurt myself, or if I would, because you said I would be, if I would get out, I would talk to that one person, right?
Yes, you would be going to counseling.
And wouldn't want to hurt myself. I would probably go to you
I echo that. Fuck you, Barb.
or my attorney. I would probably go to you first, though.
You're not gonna hurt yourself.
I know I won't. But there's something
Because
that,
if you'd hurt yourself, you'd be hurting Mom.
yeah. Yeah,
And I
because,
heard, right now I heard enough.
yeah.
Okay?
But I don't know if that would hurt you more if I would tell you this, though. Would it?
Huh?
Would that hurt you if I tell you something that happened? If, well, it didn't happen, but it came close to it.
What's that?
That I could have died, like, a long time ago.
How long ago?
I don't know, like, when I was 13, I think.
How?
Well, when Tom was with us,
Yeah?
and we were up north, and, where the gazebo wasn't there, there was, like, a big hill there, and Tom would take us and throw us off into the water,
Yeah?
and I think, I thought I
Huh?
didn't have a life jacket on, and I didn't know how to swim, and I thought I was going to drown, so
When did he do that to you?
when we were like 12 or 13,
Really?
yeah,
Where was I?
in the house,
Why didn't you come and tell me?
well, he said that's how he tried to learn. That's what he did. His
Yeah, but
dad.
he doesn't know how to swim either.
No, because he thinks.
I'll have to have a little talk with him.
He probably won't even remember. Because Blaine and Brian and Bobby, they usually just jumped up in there, and I said that I didn't know how to swim, so he grabbed me and threw me in.
Well, that won't happen again.
Yeah, I know that won't.
Because he's gone now.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't have to talk to him about that, right?
But who? To who?
To Tom.
To who, hon?
To Tom.
Do I have to talk to him? No.
No.
I haven't talked to him in how long? Hello? Nothing. No, there ain't.
Who's that?
Nothing. I'm on the other line.
Hey, Mom.
It's okay. Oh, no, it's down.
What?
The tarp fell off the garage door.
Why don't you take another call while you're on $1 a minute call?
Hey, Mom.
That's because somebody else is.
Hey,
Brendan.
Mom.
I'll tell you later. What, Brendan?
I got a question, though.
Yeah. I'll have to tell you later. No. I didn't say Blaine, I said Brendan. Okay. Bye. What?
Who's that?
Dot.
Oh. Why was that, though?
Huh?
When I couldn't get a hold of you at, like, 7:06, I called Grandma, but she answered, but she didn't accept it.
She's not gonna.
Why?
Because she's not.
Probably because she can't pay for it.
No, she just won't.
What, she don't like me anymore?
I don't know, Brendan. I'm not speaking to them up there. Grandma or Jody, I'm not talking to.
Yeah.
They want to be snobs to me, I can be snobs to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to, we could move away, right?
Well, sooner or later, probably.
Yeah.
After we get the house all fixed up decent and the fence line up and
Yeah.
everything. It's getting there. It's changing.
So what did you want to talk to Scott about?
Huh?
What did you want to talk to Scott about?
What do you mean? He called Mom.
Yeah. But you said you were going to talk to him later.
Yeah, he'll call me back later.
Yeah. And I just called again because I wanted to figure out if you really did it or not.
Huh?
I called you again, you know?
Yeah.
I just wanted to figure out if you did or not, that talk to Grandpa.
Grandpa's not even home yet, hon.
So are you going to talk to him? About that?
Yes, she was, Shelley.
I'm gonna talk to him, yeah.
Because Mike said that he didn't even know if Grandpa was going to put the stuff up or not.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was, but is he going to still do it?
I have to talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, when you talk to him, tell him that I would really like it, though.
Yeah.
But you know what Mike said?
What?
He said if he would do that and if I got out, and if I would, like, you said that if I would die, you know,
Yeah.
or if I would get killed, that Grandpa would do his own hand.
Bridget, this call is almost done, and I'll get into that.
No, you're not gonna.
Unless someone comes
Because
up
somebody's
to me.
gonna be with you 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should call Mike.
You have 1 minute left.
You should call Mike. Tell him that, because I had to use the second number that you gave me, because the first one had a block on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And if you want, you can call Travis and tell him I might be calling him tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
You take it easy, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
Just take it easy. Okay, everything will be okay.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I know what Stephen did to you was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very wrong. You should have turned right around and walked right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go.
Thank you for using Evercom.
Bye.
So what Steven did to you was wrong. You should have turned around and walked back out. So is that again her thinking that Steven is guilty, and Brendan did have part of it? I don't fucking know. All right. So the first thing that I had been asked that I said I would cover later is my relationship with Steven. The people who interfere with my relationship with Steven is Sandy and her crew. Tracy Strunzi, basically a lawyer. She's the big one that tells Steven a whole bunch of lies about me. And so that's what happened the first time, was Tracy Strunzi had manipulated him. And so he stopped. At that time, I was only talking to Steven on the phone. I wasn't on the visitors list or doing any visits. So all of a sudden, Steven stopped calling me, but Tracy got added to his visitors list and she started visiting him. And so she visited him for 6 months, because once you get put on the list, you have to remain on it for 6 months. You can't take anybody off for 6 months. And then after the 6 months, he decided he wanted to talk to me again, and he called me out of the blue. And so that call was really weird. When I answer, he's like, "Well, hello, stranger," and he's laughing. And he told me that Tracy Strunzi had said all these bad things about me. And so then Steven had added me to his visitors list. So then I started visiting Steven for a period of time. And then all of a sudden, I don't hear from him again. And what Sandy has posted is that she claimed that Steven wanted her to post that he removed me because I was talking shit about his mother, which actually I was not talking shit about his mother. What was happening there is the family had made a post saying that Dolores's refrigerator was broken, and they were doing a fundraiser, yet another fundraiser the family was doing to try and get money for Dolores to get a refrigerator, and the money was going into the hands of Carla and Earl, which I will never ever tell people to give money to Carla or Earl. And Steven knows it. When I would talk to Steven on the phone or in our visits, he would talk a whole lot of shit about all of his family. All the things that I say about his family here in Gossip, I said to Steven's face. He knows how I feel about his family, and actually he felt the same way. But so now Sandy and Tracy manipulated him and said that I was talking shit about Dolores, when really what I had told people was, do not give money to this GoFundMe that they had that they claimed the money was going to go buy a refrigerator for Dolores, and instead give money either directly to Dolores or to Kathleen Zellner. Send it to Kathleen. I gave the link. Give it to Kathleen, and in a note, say to Kathleen, this is money that you want to go to Dolores. I like Dolores. I have visited with Dolores. And when I visited Dolores, I gave her cash and a Visa card on that day when I went. And she talked a whole lot of shit about her family, too, when I was there. But what it comes down to is Sandy Greenman, who you'll see in the press, like being Steven's big confidant. She's somebody that when she gets jealous and she thinks there's another girl edging her out, she then either leaves. So like when Steven was with that horrible ogre Lynn, that's when Sandy went to a tabloid and sold a story and said that she said horrible things about Steven. You can Google and find that article. We've posted it before, of where Sandy talked a whole lot of shit about Steven to the press. Or she tries to turn Steven against that person because she wants to be who Steven's with best. She wants to be, then she had started a Facebook page and called it the official Steven Avery Truth Wins, or whatever the hell it is. So it's always these games with those people of wanting to be like number one. And this is when the douchebag me will say, you're never going to beat Steven Avery Project. We have 210,000 followers on Steven Avery Project. We are bigger than all of their family pages combined. We just are. But they want to cut off everybody else's contact to Steven, also to Brendan. So all those people who currently talk with both Steven and Brendan, they are part of the cover-up for Scott and Bobby. People who are going to kiss up to Barb and Scott. You're helping keep Steven and Brendan in prison. And when I was friends, the other question, when I was friends with Barb and Scott, this is before Kathleen had posted all this stuff, like the video recreation of Cuss Road and all of that. So, I did not think at that time that Scott was connected. Actually felt bad for Scott. I was snowed by Scott. Scott was nice to me then, but I've seen the other side. So, all right. So there's that. I always say, and I always say a lot. I'm an open book. So feel free to always come to me and ask me a question. The family posts a lot of wrong information about me. So if you ever see anything and you want to ask me about it, I've been over and over it the last 5 years. But we get new people every day that don't know the history. So feel free to ask me directly, because I've got nothing to hide. I will tell you what's going on straight up. But I will only do this in gossip, because it's a gossip page, and this is when we can get into the bullshit. We're not going to do this kind of thing on Stephen Avery Project, because it takes away from the case to get into all this baby high school drama bullshit. So I don't want my fights with the family to become part of the story. You know what I mean? Barb and Scott, Bridget, had been having an affair. Scott is actually Tom's cousin, Tom Yanda's cousin. So Barb's husband number 2 and Barb's husband number 3 are cousins. And so they had been having an affair for a while. So I think it was about a year. Teresa asked me, does that scare you now about Scott? Doesn't scare me. But it is something, it's like I was in the home with him. And I've never met Bobby. I've never met Blaine. I met Brian. Brian came to the house with his kid the day that I was there. And so I talked to Brian and found it to be a very interesting conversation. And I liked Brian. He seemed like a nice guy, a good guy, and I felt bad for him. Okay, I'm just scanning through to see if anybody has any more questions for me. Scott, nice in the same sentence. I know. I fell for it. I fall for it a lot. There's like a lot of people, when I joke about it, that I say are in my wake. People I have been friends with and now no longer am. And so I think, it's like, oh my God, look at that I believe all the, I guess I believe people from the get-go, and then have to really be shown the real them. And then I keep it moving. What's Bobby and Scott do today? Any legal problems? Not that I know of. They Bobby works at, does Bobby work at a hospital, like a maintenance guy or something like that? I seem to recall that. Bobby lives really close to Barb and Scott. He was able to buy his own house. He's married and has a couple kids. No legal trouble for either of them that I know of. Bobby has what he said was dog claw marks on his back, but Kathleen has shown that those are not dogs. Those are dog scratches. Those are human. Yeah, Barb does seem very uninterested in her son's calls. So, all right, I am going to end this video because it's at 1 hour and 19 minutes. And we will start on episode 25. Episode 25 might be the last one for today. I don't know. We'll have to see if I get a call or not. Well, it's also it's about 2:30, and I know I've got something at 4. So, okay, so the next one is definitely the last one for today. So we're going to do another hour. So catch me on the next one.